How have you been?
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you, teacher. So, how are you, teacher?
Yeah, busy. Really, really busy. So at the moment, I've been promoted to a different position. So kind of a good thing. But on top of that, I have to train new person to take over my position. And I have to learn a lot of more detail with the new position. And on top of that, so now my company is kind of improving the workflow and try to improve the way that we manage our workflow at the moment, and they try to automate a lot of things. So I have to attend some of the meetings to give some update on my input in there, and it takes a lot of my time. It's really annoying, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
But on top of that, it's quite fun. So last week I have a lot of when I told you guys, one of the students give me a lot of topic in the debate, and then after that I listen to her detail and one of the yeah, and then after that I share my point of view with her, and we kind of talk about the issue. So one of the students have well, she kind of come up with a new really good idea in her presentation and report, and we talk about it. So we have a really good conversation. So hopefully this week gonna be the same. So she already give me his heads up to give me a list of like all the topics. Like this, oh fuck, nice.
yeah,
What we have like is I'm excited to have the conversation because we have more um, question and topic dive in and then can discuss more about it. So how about you? You have any
yeah,
news?
yeah. Actually, maybe both 2 weeks ago, I can't register you because the first week I forgot the time to register. So that's why when I opened the website, like the on session was full, so I can't register any teacher. And and the last week I have to I had to go to I have to fly to Philippines, so that's why I couldn't register you because I'm I yeah, because I was on plan at the time, so that's why yeah, this week I can register you again. Yeah, and so
No, go on.
yeah, yeah, and so you said that like now you are taking over 2 position. So it means that your proposal was accepted by the boss.
Well, the another proposal is a different thing. Well, they're not a separate thing, but I already sent out my proposal to my boss, but that is separate things. So now it's a good thing that he kind of put a green light on that, but he gonna add a few term in there to extend the scope of work. But yeah, it's kind of a good thing. Yeah, I talked with my CFO and say, bumps a few more, like, and you know what, just keep it like that. I'd rather because this is on recording. I can't say much more, so I just keep it as simple as that. It's a good thing. So yeah, sorry. Get back to you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm really okay right now.
Yeah, your voice is a bit weird. You sound like you're being sick or something.
Uh, maybe no teacher because like as I mentioned before, last week I had to like travel to Philippines. Maybe not travel. I have to study at Philippines, so that's why
Mm.
I only can slept from about 3 or 4 hours in a day. So it was exhausted, tired, and I got many disease after this trip.
Disease? What disease was that?
Yeah,
It sound like heavy.
yeah, so like disease like cough, fever, yeah, and out energy. So yeah, that's why I'm recovering my health. Yeah, so that's why my voice is not okay too much. Yeah,
Okay. Also, I just want to highlight that don't be apologize if you're busy. That's fine. Okay.
yeah,
I'm always available on Tuesday. I've tried to make that top of my list. I'm trying to make myself always available on Tuesday. So if you're busy this week, just register for next week. That'd be fine. No issue at all. Okay.
yeah,
Right. Okay. What? Tell me about your trip to Philippines. What did you learn? What do you want to
yeah.
share? What did you learn in there?
So this trip uh, brought to us the chance to learn more about the startup, sustainable energy, um, yeah, and so many skills. So the first day when I came to Philippines, yeah, I I found that this country was really um like busy and like because like I was like I stayed in the capital of the Philippines, Manila. So it has a lot. It had so yeah, it was crowded. Yeah, so yeah, because it's have a lot. It had uh like many populations, but the street was narrowed, and so I I move. Yeah, so the distance I have to move is from the airport to my hotel is was for 4 kilometers, but I take and I take 1 hour to move. So yeah, and every day maybe I was on a car for 4 hour. Yeah, from to only for moving. So that's why I really tired because of the traffic jam in Manila. And so the first day I joined the exhibition, yeah, to know more about some startup they in the Philippines for supporting sustainable energy. Like the first startup I met is the startup for like they made cloth from plastic, and yeah, and some startup they took care of the health of plants, maybe the monitor the plant monitor. I don't know how to say it in English. Yeah, so yeah, and many startup. And the next day I joined uh, the talk show, yeah, the talk show of the professor. They talk about startup, sustainable energy, yeah, many things which is related to startup and energy. So, but actually, when I joined this talk show, actually I didn't like it because um, I I was in a big room, and when they talked something, I can't listen. Yeah, maybe I can't listen obviously too much, and I also didn't understand what they were saying. So that's why I was bored that day. Yeah, on that day, and but in the afternoon, I joined the maybe the workshop, not too much, but they talked about design thinking, and this is a small room, and so that's why I can't understand most of conversation, most of things that they share to me. So and yeah, so I like it to I like this session. Another day another day is the next day is was like a free day. Yeah, because I have 1 afternoons for traveling. Yeah, so that's why I visited museum, and yeah, I visited two museum, and museum. Yeah, so this is so funny. And in the morning, also I visited a startup. This is the startup about electric vehicle, and so I learned, I listened a presentation that the CEO she talked about her company and her motivation and some technology related to her startup, and so and then I feel I watch the like the operation of the company and asked some question about technology and something that I care about, and yeah, and so I think um when I look around the company, uh and it's more interesting me than when I sitting on chair, yeah, on the chair, yeah, because I want to move, I don't want to stay, I don't want to sit in one position, yeah. And the final day yeah, because I was so tired, so in the morning yeah, I maybe I didn't have enough energy to listen anything. This is also the hackathon day. Like many startup, many company, they had a speech, a presentation, and maybe this is called the bitching day. And after that, and after that, we have the award to like the supporting for like three startup that have more have more recognition from giám khảo. Yeah, I don't know. From giám khảo, and they have sponsor from them. And so, but actually, I think this was also like interesting, but because I got a fever, so that's why I didn't understand. I didn't hear anything. Yeah, and in the afternoon, yeah, we have a dinner. Yeah, so and it is ends of the day, and then in the next day I come back to Vietnam, and that's all my trip. Yeah, I learned too much. Yeah, and I really like it. Yeah.
Right, okay. So you tell me, what do you learn about? You say you learn, keep saying you learn too much. You learn too much. What do you learn about? Do you want to share with
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. So firstly, I think um, when you want to launch a startup, or when you want to start like to start to uh, an project, maybe design thinking methods was the key that you have to follow. And to be honest, I also learned this method in Vietnam. But when I joined the workshop about this, I can know more detail about it, and I can actually know how can it operate. Yeah, and so and after that, I can know that like some challenges that the startup met when they do. Maybe like first of all, like they didn't know like what should they do in the beginning of the startup, and so they told me that you should like meet some professional, some expert in your field, and maybe you will have more advice about them. Yeah, and so and yeah, so and when I joined the startup about the electric vehicle, it's more familiar to me. It's more familiar to me because right now I'm studying at in energy um, engineering. Yeah, so so I asked them about their technology when they use so like the benefit and the pros, no, the the strength of your product. Yeah, the battery when yeah. So they asked me that you should they have more benefit. Yeah, so yeah. So I don't know how to say it English. Yeah, but like this, yeah. And so they also talked to me that you should learn more about their circuit, the fundamental circuit, yeah, and after that you can build them and some technologies related to them, yeah, and yeah. So and I also learned some startup that they share to me, like um yeah, it's it's too much. Like so I asked them that, like in the market we have so many startups. So when they accept to support one startup, what kind of criteria, a criteria,
Criteria.
yeah, criteria and standard that they will start, and they asked me that, like the startup, like the person who are in the CEO of the startup, they have to demonstrate that they have enough enthusiasm, yeah, and so like spiritual to like to cooperate and to go a long time with our startup. And yeah, so maybe I think the attitude is the key word that the sponsor they approve to support. And yeah, and so and after that they said that if this idea is more strange, and this is a new idea, they also uh also support them, yeah. So yeah, and I also learn more new thing, and I have to write a report after this, Johnny. And yeah, yeah, so yeah, so maybe I will write more thing in this report. Yeah, but right now I think yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I take note quite a few things you say in here, so I can ask more questions about that. I wanted to dig deep into your journey and maybe help you kind of remember your journey, and then you tell me, and somewhat could potentially help you when you writing your report, right? Okay, so before you went to Philippines, we have a conversation about sustainable energy. Now I should remember that is it's just yeah, it just make me laughing. Right, okay, so after our conversation, what it change anything the way that you think about sustainable energy?
Um. Yeah.
I know I put you in a really, really hard show to wear on. I'm just ask you a question like that. It's no right or wrong question. Oh, sorry, no right or wrong answer. I'll just ask your opinion.
Yeah. Mm, um. After a conversation, um, maybe it um didn't change my
Okay,
perspective a lot. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
No,
because yeah, because before our conversation, I learned about the sustainable energy from the expert, the professor, and they told me a lot. So that's why when I listened to your opinions, maybe it's also affected to me, but not too much. Yeah, because I have to follow like the direction that the previous person gave to me, and I also have to follow the direction of the program they gave to me. So that's why, yeah, it's so hard
do
to
you
tell.
believe sometime expert always right?
Yeah, yeah, um,
This is a
I
really serious question. Okay, so the other day when I talked to, I think I talked to Jamie, something like that, a lot of my friends as well. The expert, sometimes when they say something, you don't have to believe them. The most important thing that you have to come up with critical thinking. Sometimes doesn't mean the expert. They say they are expert in one field. Everything come from them, it deemed to be correct. Okay, so you have to develop, like, read a lot of data source, come up with your own idea, and then thinking critically what's wrong, what's wrong. So, in science, if you talk to one of the top head about sustainable energy, is like say, um, sorry, how should I phrase it? So in science, they normally don't go and around and prove that they are correct. Most of the time, they try to prove that they are wrong. If they cannot prove that they are wrong, the theory is my correct, and they keep using that up until somebody else come up with a different theory that is more superior than the current theory. They're one of how should I say? I actually read a lot of science and a lot of book outside the scope, and then I have a lot of not a lot. I have kind of a few background. So when you say there, this is a very funny question. When you go to the doctor, you ask about your disease or your current symptom. Doctor might say one thing, and you can ask them again. If it was you, would you gonna use that treatment on
Mm,
yourself? There are a lot of things like that. And right now, and you have to be pay attention to what kind of expert are you talking about. So let's say your expert, he work in the sustainable energy, and you ask him, okay, do you believe in sustainable energy? What do you think they're gonna answer to you? He says sustainable energy is a good source. So let's say if that guy work in the wind sustainable energy, he creates solar energy. If you ask him about question about do you believe solar energy is completely green, he 100% gonna tell you that solar energy is gonna be green. Similar, when you ask about an expert work in nuclear power, they say, do you believe nuclear power is 100% green? It's gonna do the same. So what I'm trying to say here that is experts
uh,
saying one
yeah,
thing.
teacher, wait a minute. My mother told me,
Oh,
so I will come back.
yeah, no way.
Sorry, teacher, I come back.
Oh, good, no way. You done? Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah, I'm done, teacher.
Okay, okay. So that what I'm trying to say. Sometimes experts tell you something where you have to double check what kind of expert is it, and you have to read so like some background information and you cross reference with it, and you come up with a solution of your own to determine whether that is right or wrong. So, okay, so sometimes experts saying something is not 100% that they are correct. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that your answer is right. I'm just the concept of your answer. My question is a bit lazy. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's a
yeah, yeah.
bit, it's a bit lazy. It's just like in religion, you say, okay, do you believe in ghosts? Like, would there uh, is there like ghosts or some kind of demon exists in the world? Like in the Bible, just say, okay, it exists. I'll just believe that it exists. It's lazy. Just just imagine right now, if you let's say if you go back to maybe 1000 PC and you see an airplane flying on the sky, you should point out that God, right? Only God have ability to fly at that time. But now you flying at normal. But like revert back to that time, you see some people flying like up into the sky. You say that person is God, and then how do you know that person is God? It's like okay, because the Bible says so. It's kind of similar to that. So I'm not trying to say you're right or wrong, but yeah, just, it'll be lazy.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got, yeah.
right. Okay, so sustainable energy. So what kind of sustainable energy are you talking about? So I've heard you talk about a lot about electric car, or was there any more source about sustainable energy?
Yeah.
And what was it?
Um. Yeah. The product that I watch, yeah, most of the time they um like not really not on them use like sustainable energy, like the purpose of them is to like prove the communities the sustainable solution. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. And I I visited two company which is related to sustainable energy. The first company they they did the electric vehicle. Yeah, and they also create some charge station. Yeah, so this is called yeah, maybe this is called bi bio logical energy. Yeah, I don't know how to say. Yeah, but they use um their I know but they use the chemistry like substance, yeah, and they convert to like electricity, yeah, to provide the energies for the car, the vehicle, and they also combine some solar banner on the top of the roof
mm.
when they put their charge station, yeah. So yeah, and yeah, so the sustainable solution that they use is to use electric vehicle instead of their gas vehicle. Yeah, their normal. Yeah, and
But
the next. Yeah, yeah,
so my question is like, what the pro and con between electric vehicle and gas vehicle?
yeah. Um, about the pros, I think when they use their electric vehicle, um, yeah, because like the fossil fuel is it is limited, and so it will like it will yeah it will is it it will yeah it will run
Okay,
out of. Yeah,
okay. I'll just try to help you out a bit here. So the gas of fossil fuel a limit, and if we keep using that, we're running out of it. Simple as that. God.
yeah, yeah, so yeah, and the next process is when they use their like electric vehicle, it don't create a noise than another vehicle. Yeah, like yeah, and maybe when you use the electric vehicle, when you charge when you charge this in the charge station, it's more
Just all right. Okay.
yeah, it's
Just
more affordable than when you use the gas fossil fuel. Yeah, it's more cheaper. Yeah, and yeah, so and after that, they because right now most of people they tend to use solar banner. So solar panel. Yeah, so if they use the charge station, they can combine it. Yeah, they can combine it together.
okay.
And yeah, yeah, so and in the electric vehicle, like yeah, it don't create the gas in the atmosphere when you use, so it don't affect to our like our breath. Yes, our the air pollution. Yeah, it don't create air pollution. Yeah,
Right.
uh, yeah. So and the cons of this, maybe I think like I also asked them about the question about how can you recycle the solar panel. Yeah, and because like the lifespan of the solar panels is only for yeah it's maybe 20 years. So and yeah, and they asked me yeah, actually, I can't understand what they answer me. Yeah, but they also can't understand. Yeah, they can't answer like correctly. Yeah, the answer that I want to listen. Yeah, so that's why I think it's so hard to recycle the solar panel. And yeah, and about that, I think the cons of this is in Manila, like the traffic jam is terrible, and so I think they have to use the gas fossil fuel to like directly to can move uh, immediately. Well, instead of waiting for charging, yeah. So, but yeah, because if you want to charge the electric vehicle, you need to wait for about 1 hours if you use 1 hour if you use the fast charge station, and maybe 4 to 5 hours if you use the normal charge station. Yeah, so that's why I think, yeah, the time to wait, yeah, and yeah, the next cons, um, yeah, what time, the solar banner, uh, I can't come up with right now. Yeah, but I think, yeah, this is the like the major pros and cons that uh come to my mind. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask a few questions. I didn't actually do any research about it, but you can do it research after our conversation, right? Do you remember last time when I asked you about the different whether vegan kill more compared to carnivore? You know vegan?
Uh, yeah, yeah, I know vegan teacher. I know vegan.
Right. You know carnivore? Carnivore just eat meat only. So I asked you like a previous question. If you'll be a vegan and you be a carnivore, which kind of diet gonna kill more animal? Well, I'm not sure what your opinion is. My opinion is being a vegan, you're gonna kill more animal compared to carnivore. So in here, get back. Sorry, to remain on that topic for a bit. The reason why is because the vegan, you don't see directly when people kill animal, but cannibal, you can see that people can see that you directly kill the animal till they have the meat. So that's the direct cause. So get back to our topic here right now, similar to electric car in with the fuel car. So with fossil fuel consumed car, you can actually see that it burn both fossil fuel directly, so you can see it. But with the electric vehicle, you don't see it being you don't see the car actually burning the fossil fuel directly, but the majority of the pollution is coming out of the production of the, let's say, solar panel and the battery itself. Normally the battery itself you have to be replaced one every 10 or 12 years, and for the vehicle, for a gas or fossil fuel burning vehicle, you don't have to replace the battery, and depend on the power of a car that you actually use. At the moment, if I'm comparing, I'm using a normal car with a four-cylinder, just enough to drive myself. I can use a car like that and compared to electrical, and I actually run a few consumption charts, and then the price of it. Turn out over 20 years using my normal car that burn fossil fuel, why is still cheaper than the electrical car, because electrical car over 20 years I have to replace the battery, right, with the same capacity. So I don't really see the really different in there. It's just different that with electrical car you have you pay like a really big chunk of money first, and then that big chunk of money gonna you have to do it once every, you know 20 years. With fossil fuel car, I don't need to do that. Let's assume that you know how to do it yourself. A normal car is way cheaper to maintain compared to electrical car. Not even saying that your battery have a chance to like explode, could run to a risk of that. With a normal car, you don't have that problem. Okay, and also there are problem that, so let's say if there is a flood or some kind of, it's already happened in California. So in California, they actually release a law that after 2030, every vehicle have to be electrical car. 2 weeks after the regulation was being signed out, there was a storm hit California and nobody can drive car around. They stuck. The only car that they can see can keep driving around the California was fossil fuel burning. And after that period, for some, after like for some periods, there also a warning that asking people do not charging their car at home. So it means that the power grid is not powerful enough. So do you see an issue here? So there are a lot of pro and con that you can't see on the surface, but like it's on the supply issue and it's worth like you don't like it's like vegan and carnivore. You don't see it in the surface, but it's happening indirect underneath of it. Also, in able to produce solar panel and battery, you have to use rare earth. So that also a limit resource as well. It's not unlimited. So that my point of view. So I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. Plus, let's say if you travel, as you say earlier, if you travel in Manila, you have to start and stop, something like that. Take a lot of time to charging, and you wasting a lot of battery. Also, let's say imagine that you have to do like a long trip or something like that. You cannot stop and charging your car in a way for your car to be charging up. Or the car to like go to food station, stand there like maybe 5 minutes just to fill up the food, and then there you go. Another maybe 200 or 300 kilometer can go straight just like that. So, but in saying that, electric car is have its space somewhere in our society. But in my view, is like at the moment I don't think I'm going with electric car. Plus, also, majority of electric car is have AI or co-pilot in there, which I do not like. So now I should ask you a question with autopilot. Do you like autopilot? And what do you think about autopilot?
Yeah. The auto pilot is the auto car teacher.
Yeah. Do you
Like,
know autopilot? I'm not sure whether I talked with you with this issue with you earlier. So do you know autopilot? So where you leave the car driving by itself, you don't need to control the car.
yeah, yeah,
So have
yeah.
we talked
So,
about this? Have we talked about this?
no, teacher.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. About these technologies, I think, yeah, it's also have pros and cons like sort. And to tell about the pros, I think it help people, especially the disabled people. They can use the car to move anywhere. And yeah, and yeah. Besides, besides, I think like when people they get drunk, they can turn on this mode to use their car to come back their home easily, more easily. Yeah, yeah, and so maybe it's also lead to that like when people they in the future when people they use the car, they don't need to learn how to drive a car, and they don't need to have their driving license. Yeah. So and so because of in the future maybe people they don't need to driving that license. So yeah, so that's why sometimes if they got some problems, they can't move their car. They can't drive their car, and they don't know how to use it, how can it operate. Yeah, so and it also leads a lot of problems. Yeah, and maybe because I think that like uh, to talk about their pros. Yeah, mm, if the person um, they are a driver, they can combine their automation mode and just only driving by themselves. Yeah, because the driver um, they have to uh, accumulate yeah, they have to move like for a long time, so that's why maybe sometime they got the um the white sleeping yeah, the white sleeping, yeah, so or they are so tired and they need to relax 4 or 5 minutes, but they are in the high road um yeah, đường đường cao tốc, yeah,
Yeah,
so
highway, right.
the highway, yeah, but they can't stop. They can't stop. At that time, they have to, and they are too really tired, and they need to sleep right now. So that's why, yeah, and at that time, I think they can use this mode to, yeah, continue moving, and because you are in the highway, so the road is yeah, is
Well, to
straight.
to be fair, every highway have a stop or have a brake lane, so you where you can park on the side if something wrong with your car. In in every highway, they have to have that emergency. Yeah, you have to. We call it emergency lane, not brake lane. My bad. So in every highway, they always have that lane. So don't be mistaken. Sorry,
Yeah,
they will have that emergency lane. Go on.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, and another, yeah, yeah, and about the cons. So I think, um, like technology, maybe the people they don't believe in technology than human, because technology usually got some problems. Yeah, so and when they got some problem, maybe it will the it will like create the traffic accident, yeah, so and it's more dangerous and yeah and seriously than normal when the human create the traffic accident, yeah, 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 so yeah, yeah, but yeah, and about the yeah, and I will come back to the pros when we use uh the automation car. Maybe they have maybe in the future people can create the same system like and the automation car they will connect together to know more that you should go that way and you should go that way, and it will decrease the traffic jam. Yeah, maybe yeah, so um yeah um, yeah, yeah. I think yeah the 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 biggest cons is like it's easily create the traffic jam than human. Yeah,
In some sense, right? If you use autopilot, it's gonna let create less traffic jam than human, because normally when you enter co-pilot system, the car is not operate by itself. It actually communicating with the car in front of it, and the car in front of it, and the car in front of it. So let's say the car, you have a traffic light here. So there a car in front of it. They started moving, just like this. So the car moving like this, and then this car when it start to move, it give a signal for the car behind it to start to move. So when you have all the car in the autopilot enabled, it gonna move like this. So the car just moves seamlessly like it, just increase. But let's say in human, when we do something like that, you're gonna see something like this. The first car move, and then a couple of seconds later, and the second car move, and then a couple of seconds later, and the third car start to move. You can see the difference, right? So if autopilot, all the cars switch to autopilot mode, I believe traffic jam gonna be less. It's gonna be happen less, not more. But the thing I don't like, the biggest thing that I don't like about autopilot is the decision making. And also, I agree that if autopilot is gonna create less accident, that's good because everything already improving. So like a machine when even in F-35 or fighting jet pilot right now, when the machine they action, they can take action way more efficiently than human. You can see that a lot of things like chess or something like that. Chess or Go, human they used to be very good at it, but now machines start taking over of that because normally you have a normally how autopilots are being doing like if this then that, so it have a lot of sensor. It scan this object and then if it go back, it scan this object, it go back to the database, it cross reference with it. So if it miss some of the object, what what is it gonna do? It's gonna send the feedback back to the car. So the one of the big problem is what happened if the database or the link to the database being break. So what happened? So in this case, it come back to categorize at low risk but high consequence. So the risk that a car not gonna be involved in an accident is really low, but like when it involved in an accident, you have a really high consequence. And in autopilot, right now you can search on the internet, right? Even in Tesla, it have a sentence in there. The car, when it's sensing there is an unavoidable accident, autopilot is going to be shut off immediately and then transfer the control right back to the owner. So you see that problem there. So let's say if you like if you hand all everything for the car to handle itself and it involved in that situation, you definitely gonna be fucked. And also there is ethical question they normally ask is, let's say a car that it detect an accident gonna happen. So let's say it's gonna have two options. The first option is the car try to avoid that path so you can save a bunch of people over here. Or say that you save the other party but not the owner. Let's say if you do something like that, if you make a decision something like that, the car owner gonna have a question. Why the hell do I want to buy this car when it tried to protect other people but not me, right? And then let's say if the programmer trying to, let's say, don't want to save these bunch of people but trying to save the owner, if they do something like that, regulator or the government gonna knock on the program door like, why do you program the car that way? Why don't you try to come up with a way to save both the owner and pedestrian? That you know right away it's not going to be the case. It either the owner die or the pedestrian die. So that the issue. So that is the issue why I don't like autopilot. So I agree it's good, but I don't like autopilot. I rather drive the car myself. And I don't trust anybody else driving my car except me. Even though it's good, even though it's good, but I don't trust it and I don't like it. Plus, in all of the autopilot, because enable for you for the car to enable autopilot, you have a lot of sensor and a lot of camera, and that is privacy invasion. I don't like that. Even though the manufacturer saying that they do not store your personal data, but the um, just thinking in a logical way that how do you train the car to avoid obstacle and improve your system currently by how do you improve that by actively learn what happening when the car being driving. So when the driving coming, it actually collect all the database and send to I don't know the headquarter or where the database being stored at and analyzing there. You never know where you're gonna. You some people maybe listen to your conversation between you and your wife or between you and your daughter. Some sensitive information that you don't want anybody to know. It already happened. So yeah, so that one I don't like for autopilot. Where was we? What the fuck? Why did we just change the subject to to autopilot? Okay, a lot of so we talk about sustainable energy. So you explained to me the okay, we talk about pro and con of electrical car and fossil fuel car. Okay, so did they mention you mentioned that they explain how they recycle the solar panel, but you do not like it. What did they say that make you don't like it?
Uh, yeah, about their answer, I yeah, actually I can't understand what
Uh,
they what they were saying. Yeah, so that's why I don't agree with their answer. Yeah,
Okay, so you just poorly you don't understand what they were trying to say, and okay, you don't like it just personally. Okay, we'll move on. And make cloth from plastic. Okay, is there another question? Nah, I should pass it. I'm not gonna torture you with this. Make a monitor, plane, temperature, talk show, lecture. So what did the nah you mentioned you in a lot of lecture talk about a lot of topic, but it was in a very crowd place, but and you couldn't hear anything.
yeah,
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. John talk
yeah.
show.
So I think like when I came to Philippines, like their accent was not familiar to me, and
Okay.
so and when I was in a big room, like maybe the sounds they are so loud. Yeah, but I don't know. I can't understand anything. Yeah, so yeah,
Uh,
but in the small room I can understand, or in the basic conversation in the real life I can understand. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
yep. Okay. I'm sorry. I should look at an email somewhere. So, okay. Okay. You say that you're in a small the lecture room. So what did the lecturer talk about that you can understand? Do you want to share with me?
yeah. Um, when when I was in a small room, I learned about the design thinking method. Yeah, so yeah, and so because I have learned I have learned this methods for uh 2 or 3 times when I in Vietnam. So that's why so that's why yeah, and I can understand in when I was in a small room. Yeah, the the voice, the sound is was better, and they also used like the familiar word that I can understand. Yeah, so yeah,
No, my
um,
question is, what did they talk about? What was the topic?
yeah. The yeah, a small room. I only stay in a small room in two sections. The first section was the design thinking, and the another session is the hackathon day when the startup they pitching their sponsor.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. About the design think about the design thinking. Yeah, they told me that they have 5 steps if you want to um if you want to launch to uh, if you want to launch to create a product. Yeah, so and firstly you have to empathize. Yeah, firstly, firstly um they guide me how to distinguish empathy and sympathy. Yeah, and in the design thinking, you have to use em empathize. Yeah, and you have to put yourself in a shoe of other. Yeah, in the other shoe. Yeah, and yeah, to know, and you have to use your observation to realize the problems that the user are facing too. And the next step is the interview. I don't know how to say the name of step. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In this step, you have to interview the user. Yeah, because in the first step, you have to you also reckon you have to realize the main problems, and you will also have the question which are related to their block their problems their yeah. And the next step, you will have an interview to the user. Yeah, and you have to and after that you will conclude yeah the idea, the problem, and you will pick the main problems that the user need to change. And in the third step, this is the ideation step that you and your teammates will list many ideas, many solutions to solve their problems. Um, yeah, and so and after that you will like you will um like pick the the ideas in many categories, yeah, in many group, yeah, and you will choose the best solution in this group, yeah, in each group. And after that you will choose the first the the correct solution, like um the best solution. Yeah. And in the fourth step, this is called prototype, that you will create a prototype. Yeah, yeah, it's maybe called a model. Yeah, and you will fix them maybe 4 or 5 times. Yeah, and the final step is test. You will use your prototype into the community, into the society, and if it don't work effectively, you will come back to the third step or the second step, like you will have an interview again, and you will also and it's like a loop. Yes, yeah. So you have to do it uh, until you finish your final your final product. Yeah, and and in the hackathon day, I can see how can they be confident in front of the sponsor, the uh, giám khảo. Yeah,
Yeah,
to
yeah. No,
pitch.
no. That's I don't think the sponsor. I mean, a giám khảo. I mean, the sponsor. It should mean it's a sponsor.
Yeah, and
So
I
like
don't know how to.
normally, the funding or the funder. So normally, I'm not sure how they structure, but the way that you're saying that normally they have the concept that may work or may not work. So they trying to pitching with the um, let's say the funder to get the funding from them for them to operate the business. So
yeah,
it's not actually giám khảo. No, it's just you say normally you say the sponsor or the funder. You pitching for the funder, like or maybe the banker. Normally they go to pitching to the ask more fund from the bank whether they approve this concept or not. So that how you normally say it. So giám khảo is normally is used for when you attend a competition or something, or you talking to your teacher, they're grading your mark or something like that. So
yeah.
yep.
Yeah. uh, because like this is also a competition between
Hmm.
so many company, and it also have the first prize, the second prize, and the third prize. So I think yeah, maybe they are also the giám khảo and the sponsor and the funder. Yeah,
Yeah, that
they
makes sense. That makes sense. That
yeah
makes sense.
yeah yeah
Yeah,
uh,
because I was not there, so I really don't know how it's actually playing it out. It's just like I'm also a bit confused as well. So yeah, so normally with the pros and concept, I don't think they're normally going out and talking in public because I don't believe they want to share their secret or the prototype with the public because no idea could be stolen. So yeah, it's just my concept.
yeah. Actually, this was a like reserved room and only like the special. Yeah, like if you want to join, you have to be invited by the organizer. So yeah,
Mm,
yeah. This is also the reserved room. Yeah, and yeah. So I can see like because I was into see watching their startup when I listen to their story and like and their product. Yeah. So yeah. So in this room, I could like yeah like saw many slide that yeah like they use slide um uh to uh to illustrate their idea, their opinions, and each slide will have me more knowledge, and I learn too much from their slide because yeah because like yeah because I can know like which slide I should use if I want to if I want to like provide information to the
mm,
funder, and after that I can learn their confidence, like their way to in their way to express their emotion and express their idea to their funder. Yeah not, yeah I learned yeah so yeah and they and after their bitching they have to answer the question from funder, and yeah so yeah so I also learn more knowledge about that, but actually I got a fever. I got a fever in this morning, so I forgot most of the things that I listened,
mm,
and I didn't listen like retire whole the bitching day, the bitching sessions, because like I went out the room 5 or 4 times because I was tired and I have to move and to to recover my energy, and
mm.
I drank coffee, yeah, maybe 3 or 4 times in this session. Yeah, because I and my friend we like represents for Vietnamese student, so we can't sleep in this room. Yeah, yeah,
That makes sense. Not a lot of pressure, though.
yeah, yeah,
Oh man, if you want to ask me, if you ask me would I want to go to that place, no, a lot of pressure. I don't want to go, even though I can have opportunity to learn. So, but yeah, it sound like fun. It sound like fun. Do you have any chance to look like we're really running out of time? So I should ask a few topic outside of your normal learning cycle. Did you have a chance to eat any street food in Manila?
um actually most of the time, no, most of the time, on time, I have to follow my teams, yeah, my organization. So yeah, and I can't eat street food in Manila because I didn't have time to eat food to move, yeah, anywhere. And
Hmm.
so I only come to the, yeah, most of the time I think I eat fast food, yeah, because the organization they gave me to the mall, the restaurant, the supermarket to eat. And yeah, so I think it's yeah, it's not too much delicious, but it's suitable for me because I think their flavor and their, yeah, it was also like familiar. Yeah, because this countries were like a Southeast Asian country, so yeah, so the flavors was, yeah, familiar. Yeah, but not too much delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe I'm thinking I really want to go all the country in Southeast Asia to try the food to see what's happening. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so 3 day one after traveling with the museum. What? Why do you decide to go to the museum? To be honest, I'm curious.
Yeah. We have, yeah, we was divided into three teams, and each team took over each like task and position. And not my team, but another team, they took over, like they had to make a decision to choose the places to travel in the third day. And they search a lot. Yes, yeah, so and after that they conclude that like we need to go to the museum because in the museum we can learn about the Philippines culture. And we can know more about this country in museum. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And after that, yeah, beside this, I think we didn't have enough time, so
Hmm.
museum was the good place to travel in because I traveled to I traveled to two museum. And yeah, and each museum I only got 1 to 45 minutes, yeah, 45 minutes to 1 hour to like visit the museum. So yeah, it's not too much. So yeah, that place is, yeah, it was suitable for me, yeah, because the purpose of the trip to Philippines was for studying, not traveling. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well, if I have that chance, I'm gonna sneak out at her that night. I'll just go around just find food. So, yeah. So, did you learn anything new in the museum?
Yeah.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, I think most of the time most of the time I took a photo. I took some photo in the museum, and I didn't watch too much. Yeah, but I think this was the best museum that I have ever
Okay.
visited because it's so beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful and so interesting. And it's so interesting. Yeah, because like I can see the bone of the dinosaur.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, the more the salt, the more the bone. Yeah, yeah, of the dinosaur and many animals in the museum of like of animal of yeah of, it's called natural history. Yeah, natural museum of natural history. Yeah, so I saw a lot of animals and a lot of yeah, natural plants. Yeah, so and in the, yeah, and the first museum I visited is the Fine Art Museum. So in this museum I see a lot of sculptures yeah, tượng, yeah, so some, yeah,
Yeah, I
tượng,
understand that.
yeah, of many the god the and many pictures. And I think uh, yeah, I don't know, but I think in Vietnam I watch a lot of the pictures, so it's it don't have the new thing that I want to watch in museum in Vietnam, but in the Museum of Philippines, I think like each picture brings me each emotion. Yeah, and I like it so much. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I went to some of the museum, but yeah, maybe I'm not that big fan of the picture. So I went to museum and actually see some dinosaur bone, and they display always. One of the museum I went to was like Adelaide Museum or something. I forgot the name. I visited about 9 or 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. Yeah, it's have a huge, gigantic dinosaur bone. I'm not sure about the breed, but like it's stand on four leg, and then dinosaur. I don't know, a sea dinosaur. I'm not sure about the name, but the way they display is kind of pretty good. But when I reach to the Aboriginal, or you say the native people of Australian, I'm kind of getting bored in there. And then after that, I visit another section where they display Audubon of small animal, and then they kind of I'm not sure the words, but it's like it's the dead animal, but they stuff it with something look really real. It come out really nice. And then there's some location where they preserve the dead animal. It's like similar to when Vietnam they're doing like submerge snack into alcohol. Do you know that? It
Yeah,
looks similar to that, and it cracked me up. So do you know
yeah,
submerge? I'm not sure the English word of those kind of alcohols. They're like submerge snack in alcohol.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Like, is it effective or not? But yeah, most of people they put the snack into the alcohol. Yeah.
Well, a lot of things. There's in my dad. They have an actual. I'm not sure the words. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, deer. They put a whole little deer into a big jars, a big glass jars, and then put alcohol in it. I'm not sure how effective, but my dad said it's really effective. Yeah, honestly,
Oh,
I'm not an alcohol person. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know. Finger
yeah,
finger
yeah,
crossed.
yeah,
Okay, so it's getting late now, so yeah, I'll maybe talk to you next time. So
yeah,
I'll have few more questions to ask about your journey, and after that we come back to our normal debate thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yes, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to you, teacher, because like when I have a conversation with you, like I can learn more about I can learn more new things about the world. Yeah, and you also like help me to improve my critical thinking too much, and like and your idea, your perspective, like yeah, it's really good, and yeah, it's also inspired me too much. And yeah, and thank you, teacher, so much, and have a nice day, teacher.
No, you too. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You're sick,
Yeah,
not me. I'm not sick.
yeah. Yeah, in the next session,
Hmm.
maybe yeah, can you like help me to like give me a feedback about like because yeah, I have a plan to like apply like exchange like scholarship. Yeah, so like in the next session, yeah, I hope you can like give me a feedback about my proposal, my letter of recommendation. Yeah,
Sure. Easy.
yeah. 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 Thank you,
No
teacher, so much.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
See ya.
Bye bye, teacher. Yeah.